council to order. This is an open meeting, and posted over here by the entrance door is the actual Open Meeting Act. I'm going to ask if you would to please stand, join with us in a moment of silence, and as well, our Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we'll continue with roll call.
Coy,
Here.
Langy,
Here.
Merrill,
Here.
Clausen,
Here.
Murin,
Here.
Moaning,
Here.
Faust,
Here.
File.
Here.
All right. And if I could, I would ask for approval of the consent agenda as was provided you.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
A motion with a second to approve the consent agenda. Please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative.
And as well, the approval of the full agenda provided us.
So moved, Your Honor. Second.
Motion with a second to approve the full agenda. Again, please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative.
Okay. Before we move into the regular agenda, I would like to take a minute here and read something rather unique and special and certainly very deserving, if I could. To all, let it be known that on June 7th, 2013, Norfolk Fire Chief Scott Cordes and his wife Laura Cordes saved the life of an Omaha resident. Chief Cordes was returning to his vehicle after shopping at store at 108th and 4th Street in Omaha when he noticed a ruckus nearby in the parking lot. Soon, a panic-stricken citizen was searching for anyone that knew CPR. Though many people were standing by watching the scenario unfold, no one stepped forward until Chief Cordes arrived. With his wife in tow, they answered the call. Chief Cordes checked for responsiveness and then moved the unconscious 50-year-old female from the car to the ground and began CPR. The sister of the patient attempted to call 911, but initially failed to inform the dispatchers of the address of the incident before hanging up the phone. Soon, an Omaha police officer arrived on scene to assist in the ambulance shortly afterward. The whole time, Scott was performing CPR and Laura was consoling the family member and helping where she could. After the ambulance arrived on scene, they defibrillated, intubated, started an IV, and administered cardiac medication to the patient before taking her to the hospital, leaving the Cordeses to go on about their lives, but yet wondering and fearing the worst. The wondering and fear of the worst continued until the night of June 13th when Scott received a phone call asking, "Is this my guardian angel?" The caller went on to say that the patient went from the emergency room to intensive care unit for 2 days, is still alive, and expected to make a full recovery. And a few days later, she was released from the hospital. By the quick thinking and the swift action of Fire Chief Scott Cordes, that lady gets to spend more time and make more memories with her family and friends, not to mention a newfound friendship with the Cordeses. It should be recognized that Scott and Laura Cordes are valuable assets to the Fire Chief Division, the city, and the citizens of Norfolk, and this great state of Nebraska. Say thank you, sincerely and gratefully. Scott Cordes, Laura Cordes, come forward here and receive your, okay? I do need to let you know that our city administrator, though he wanted to be here, wasn't able to get back timely, so too, this is certainly speaking words from him as well. So let me present to you. Outstanding Citizenship awarded to Scott Cordes in recognition of extraordinary attention and assistance given to a victim of cardiac arrest on June 7, 2013, from your city of Norfolk. we adjourn, Scott?
Anybody that knows me knows I get a hold of the mic and I talk a long time, so I'm just going to be very humbled and honored and say, thank you, I appreciate it.
Words well said. Now remember, boys, when you come up here, you have to speak into the mic, state your name.
Oh, man. Well, most of you know, Scott was on the other side of this recently, handing out one of these awards. But today, see, I thought I could do this, Chief, but this is presented to Scott Cordis Lifesaver Award for your extraordinary act in the performance of life-saving CPR on June 7th, 2013. Given by the Norfolk Professional Firefighters Local 1005.
Thank you very much.
They all kind of snuck in quietly there, Scott Cordis. I see a good friend of yours. Doctor, it's nice to have you with us here tonight for this presentation. So thanks all of you for joining with us. It's quite a celebration. All right, are we ready for the regular agenda?
Shoot, now we gotta go on.
Yeah, I think we better. Consideration of ordinance number 5256, amending section 24-150 of the city code to increase the fine for a parking violation from $10 to $25. This ordinance passed on first reading at the June 3rd, 2013 City Council meeting and on second reading as amended at the June 17th, 2013 City Council meeting. I would ask for a motion for consideration on third reading.
I'd make the motion.
Second it.
We have a motion with a second. I would ask that you please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5256 carries on third reading.
Okay, Beth, are you telling me we have to go through the short title on this again? Yes. We do. All right. Next would be consideration of ordinance number 5257, amending section 24-167 of the city code to reduce the parking time limit in off-street parking lots from 3 hours to 2 hours between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. This ordinance was approved on first reading at the June 17th, 2013 City Council meeting. Again, I'd ask for a motion.
I'd
Offer ordinance number 5257, Your Honor.
Second that, Your Honor.
We have a motion with a second. Is there any further discussion on this?
I guess I will let everyone know that I did receive a call from a downtown business that had concerns about the reduction in time, just like we had talked about before, that some business downtown may take more than 2 hours. And I encourage them to talk to the downtown parking district and to get a better understanding of the markings in the parking lot and explain to them the 2 courtesy tickets. And I guess that's where we parted ways. But I just wanted to pass on that there was some concerns, and I think there will be with anything new and the unknown. People have questions. So I think time will show that this is going to be a good addition to the downtown.
Okay. Councilman, thanks. Anyone else that has remarks, sir? Okay. We have a short title on this, Beth.
An ordinance of the City of Norfolk, Nebraska to amend Section 24-167 of the official city code to reduce the parking time limit in off-street parking lots from 3 hours to 2 hours between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., Monday through Friday, to provide when this ordinance shall be in full force and effect, and to provide for publication of this ordinance in pamphlet form.
Okay, please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5257 carries on second reading.
All right, move
Your
forward.
Honor, I move to suspend the rules and pass this ordinance on third reading.
Do we have a second?
Second?
Okay, we have a motion with a second then to approve on third reading, suspending the rules. Please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5257 carries on third reading.
All right, and consideration of ordinance number 5258, amending section 24-165-2 of the city code to change the days of the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. parking restriction in downtown so that it will be in effect Monday through Friday rather than Monday through Saturday. This too passed on first reading at the June 17th city council meeting.
Your Honor, I'd move consideration of ordinance 5258 on second reading.
Second.
A motion with a second. Any discussion on this at all? Hearing none. Short title, Beth.
An ordinance of the City of Norfolk, Nebraska to amend Section 24-165.2 of the official city code to change the days of the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. parking restriction in downtown so that the restriction will be in effect Monday through Friday rather than Monday through Saturday, to provide when this ordinance shall be in full force and effect, and to provide for publication of this ordinance in pamphlet form.
Please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5258 carries on second reading.
Your Honor, I would move that we suspend the rules and pass ordinance 5258 on third reading.
Second.
A motion with a second to suspend and pass on third reading. Please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5258 carries on third reading.
Next is consideration of ordinance number 5259, amending section 2-5 of the code to update the city's comprehensive fee schedule. This ordinance was approved on first reading at the June 17th, 2013 city council meeting. I need a motion to approve on second reading.
Your Honor, I'd move consideration of ordinance 5259 on second reading.
Second?
Motion with a second. Any discussion on this? All right, Beth?
An ordinance of the City of Norfolk, Nebraska to amend Section 2-5 of the official city code to update the comprehensive fee schedule, to provide when this ordinance shall be in full force and effect, and to provide for publication of this ordinance in pamphlet form.
And I would ask that you please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5259 carries on second reading.
Your Honor, I move we suspend the rules and pass ordinance 5259 on third. Second.
All right. Again, a motion to suspend the rules and pass on third reading. Please vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, ordinance 5259 carries on third reading.
All right. Moving on now to consideration of Resolution 2013-22, authorizing submittal of the blight and substandard determination study for the area referred to as northeast corner of 13th Street and Omaha Avenue to the City of Norfolk Planning Commission. I'm looking for a motion to adopt this resolution.
Your Honor, I would introduce Resolution 2013-22.
Second.
We have a motion with a second. Is there any discussion needed here? Seeing, hearing none. Let's vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative, Resolution 2013-22 is adopted.
Okay, and finally is consideration of approval to accept a low bid of $28,312 from Elkhorn Fence Company for the fencing in the backstop portion of Tahazuka Phase 2 Improvement Plan. Can I have a motion?
I'll make the motion, Your Honor.
Second?
All right, we have a motion with a second. Randy, do I understand that you're going to address this for us?
Yes, this is simply accepting the low bid. We received 4 bids on that project, and they range from $28,312 to $38,824, and staff recommend the acceptance of the low bid from Elkhorn Fence Company.
All right. Council, any questions of Randy? If not, let's vote.
All council members voting in the affirmative.
All right. Seeing nothing else on the agenda then, thanks again, everyone, for being here. Mr. Paul Hughes, from all of us here, thanks for being here. Our gentleman in the back is celebrating his birthday as well today, so appreciate you taking the time to be here tonight.